What's up, basement dwellers? Welcome to the first ever Adventureland BPP and this week's pools. Now, what we're going to do on this series is give you a Saturday drop each week of which comics I picked up from Adventureland, just to show you that I wasn't blowing smoke up your ass on the weekly protocol where I said you should do your reservations through Adventureland. Now, for our first edition, I happen to have 3 weeks worth of comics that I have to go through. Totally fine, but they drop every Wednesday where you can pick them up at Adventureland or whenever you want. So you can just go in, first and foremost, download a handy-dandy app on your phone called Comic Geeks, find the Adventureland Store, log them as your store to pull, and then just start checking what you want to pull. And that's what yours truly did. So today we're going to go over our last 3 weeks worth of pulls from Adventureland on our new weekly series. So first and foremost, it's Marvel's Symbi. So Spider-Man rescued the symbiote from a lab, and now he's causing havoc across Marvel. It's about 40 pages, awesome artwork, and he interacts with the entire Marvel universe. Flipping through, I see him with Iron Man, I see him with the Scarlet Witch, he was with the Inhumans. It's just a fun little comic by Marvel following the symbiote as if he was a cartoonish, mischief, Loki-ish character. Next up on our pulls, we have Civil War Unmasked number 3. I started pulling this series with Adventureland, so this is the third one that's dropped in the series, so I have this from number 1 onward, following the events of Civil War. So yeah, Civil War Masked on 3. The next one that I got pulled is also from Marvel. So that's the beautiful thing about why I've done the switch to Adventureland, and I'm a little mad at myself that I didn't do this earlier, because I used to pull comics from Marvel.com, and then they would ship from New York to here. I never know when they're going to show up. I subscribe to a series, hope it comes. Also, was strictly Marvel at that point. Now, I know you're going to have a lot of Marvel here because I was involved in a lot of Marvel series with Marvel.com, but I have access to all publishers through Adventureland, and that's the cool thing. But we still are in Marvel, and next up is Daredevil by Philip Scarab and Martin. Daredevil number 4. I have 1 through 4, but I have not gotten a chance to start reading them yet. But, Daredevil Born Again just dropped on Disney+. And this is a perfect opportunity to jump into a Daredevil franchise. We're only 4 issues in. So again, if you start pulling your issues now, you can get them every Wednesday, the newest issue. But you can also find the back issues on the wall at Adventureland Store in Gloucester County Outlets. It's no secret. Big Deadpool fan. Named my kid Wade. I've collected every series ever since I started collecting comics. And Wade Wilson's Deadpool is no different. At number 6 issue for the Wade Wilson Deadpool run, written by Percy Linson Sinclair, and this one enters the bad pulls. So you remember the Deadpool core, now you've got the bad pulls. That did it for my Marvel pulls this week. Next up is from Dynamite publisher. I picked 2 pulls from them because, on top of being a Marvel fan, I'm also a Disney fan. Dynamite had James III and Eterno's Aladdin number 1. Okay, I've never actually pulled comics through Dynamite before, but it looks like it follows the adventures of Aladdin. Obviously, Genie's on the cover. And to stick within the Disney family, the other one that I got from Dynamite and the series that I have been pulling is Lilo and Stitch 626. Aside from Aladdin being my favorite Disney cartoon of all time, Lilo and Stitch comes in a very close second, and that's why I'm pulling that comic. Now over to DC. Was a DC light this pickup, but love Absolute Batman. Got through the paperback volume 1 already, so I started picking up Absolute Green Arrow. Loved Arrow on the CW. Loved the Green Arrow character for the most part in the comics realm as well. And I figured if they knocked it out of the park with Absolute Batman, why not pick up Absolute Green Arrow and start reading them? So this is the third in the series so far. I got to go back and read the other two. But Absolute Green Arrow. Now, the last few comics are because I'm a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan. Now, the first one is a DC collaboration where it's a DC crossover with Sonic, and it's the Metal Legion. So I've been collecting these from the get-go as well. It's following the Sonic characters mixed with DC characters. So you see Black Manta, you see Dr. Robotnik, and it's a crossover event between DC and Sonic the Hedgehog, where basically the heroes are teaming up with the Justice League. The villain, Dr. Robotnik, is teaming up with the Legion of Doom. Shadow is a Lantern. I think Amy paired with Wonder Woman. And Sonic's with the Flash, if I recall correctly. Yep, Sonic's with the Flash. Amy's paired with Wonder Woman. Tails is paired with Cyborg, of course, because he's so tech-friendly. And it's not... Shadow is with Batman. Not what I had said before. But it's a great crossover. It's a fun read. I've read the first two. Definitely recommend it. Again, huge Sonic fan. So like the last couple pulls are Sonic heavy because of that. Then we have Sonic Hedgehog 35th Anniversary by the distributor IDW. I have their collector's editions. Anything Sonic I try to get my hands on. This was the game. Like a lot of people remember growing up with an NES or Super Nintendo. I was a Sega guy and a Sonic guy. And if you watch any of my streams, you know I'm a Sonic guy. I get so irritated that the music was changed in Sonic Origins for Sonic 3. And that's why I had to grab the Sonic 35 comics. And again, if I went through Marvel.com, I don't get access to this because this was IDW. And then the last ones were DC. It's a no-brainer. If you're in the South Jersey area, reserve with Adventureland. That's what I do. So I can get all these pulls. And then lastly, Sonic the Hedgehog Knuckles Anniversary Edition hardcover. Yeah, Knuckles is my favorite character in the Sonic franchise. And of course, I would get his standalone hardcover copy. And it's so beautiful. It's got the comic book smell. And all these pulls were from Adventureland. We're going to do this every week on Saturdays, where I tell you the pulls that I did for the week. As you see, it was hefty because it was 3 weeks worth of pulls. Go down to Adventureland for all your comic needs. Again, download the Comic Geeks app, find the Adventureland Store, set them as your pull, and have your comics pulled ready and available for you every week. I try to pick them up on Wednesdays because that's usually when it's New Comic Book Day. But I pick this up on a Friday night. And as you can see, I picked up 3 weeks worth on a Friday night because we were busy for the last 3 weeks. Adventureland has all your comic needs as well as all your other nerd needs. They have a bunch of anime section, they have plush section, they have every brand of comic, as well as like all kinds of collectible stuff, like collectible stuff. They have this amazing Galactus statue, this amazing Ahsoka statue. Very cool place. And again, not just saying that to blow smoke up your ass, because we work with them. It's more, it unlocked more comics for me because Marvel just kept it exclusive. And I'm pretty sure Marvel was pulling from Midtown Comics, which is not exclusively Marvel. It's just the platform I use. So Comic Geeks is the app. Download it. Code in the bio or in the description of the video, depending where you're watching this. We'll see you next Saturday with this week's pulls from Adventureland and DVD.